little update on this science project. Do you remember when I told you that the water had crystals in it? Well, now the crystals have turned into a solid. I don't know if it's a gel. It's hard. It's like hard. Do you see the, oh my goodness. Do you see the crystals? You really can't. I got to get a better view of this. I don't know what's causing the crystals, but the liquid is not liquid anymore. It's even more scientific now. It's absolutely amazing. I love it. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. So we are back in Long Beach once again. Today, okay, so yesterday was the last day of the gym. So I had to drive to the gym in Fountain Valley again. I was driving in an hour later, so I was caught in traffic on Harbor Boulevard, and I simply could not get back. And so since we were on the PCH, I said I'm going to take my chance again. Right now, we're in the shade. We're sitting by the Trader Joe's that's near the oil refinery, and we're by the shade, so it's not that hot. But my head, like, Newport area is okay, like I said. The Costa Mesa area is getting a little bit aggressive. And then Fountain Valley, I will show you, actually. I took videos of the electrical wires and the 5G towers. And then on the way out of the area, I knew they were there, but I forgot, the giant towers with the 5G bars on them. I got a video of those, and I got another close-up video of the giant oil refinery in Huntington Beach on the way out of there. So I did do a lot of reconnaissance today, and that is the reason why my head feels like it's in a vice. Those things are everywhere, and I know I keep bringing it up, and I'm going to continue to bring it up until the problem is rectified. They're everywhere, and they literally, they really do mess with my system, and after a while, I just have to get out of there. And if I go too deep, this is how I felt this morning. Because not only did I have to go to this gym, but I had to go in a little farther, 0.7 of a mile, to get to a Walmart. And I felt like I was in a post-apocalyptic movie where I had to go into a radiation zone to fetch supplies. And I wanted to get in and out there as quickly as possible. I forgot half of the items that I wanted from Walmart. Because the more time I spent in the area, the tighter my head felt. And honestly, after taking a shower, going in the gym, and then going to a single grocery store there, I had to leave the whole situation, like the entire county. And there are people who comfortably live like that every single day. I don't know how. I understand, like, cockroaches can survive that kind of thing, but how can a human being, I mean, there's people who sit inside their Teslas while they're charging. So there is no accounting for sentience. I don't know. I don't want to start to get, anyway. Anyway, that's all for now. I also wanted to show you exactly the scope of what's going on. This right here, this whole strip mall, this is brand new. And as you can see, there's places like Urban Plates, Brixton, Athleta, Sephora, Whole Foods. And this is directly across from that oil rig that I will show you. And the strange thing is, it's not really that strange, but the buildings, all of these right here, these are mostly closed down. The Trader Joe's is open, and there's a few things in here, but this, like, used to be a claim jumper. There's buildings down there that used to be a thing, and I'm not exactly sure why they're closed down. Maybe to make room for the thing a little bit further away from the oil refinery. But it's very, very interesting. Gentrification is a fascinating thing, my friends. It is a fascinating thing. Actually, as a matter of fact, we're going to go on a little field trip. I just showed you where we were. Where there are the fancy shops, all kind of expensive things, fancy high-end restaurants, all of that. And then here we are across the street, closer to the oil refinery. They tried it, right? And all of these shops are closed down. This is closed down. This thing behind me is closed down. So, like, here's my question. to the planners of this place. If this little shop and restaurant didn't work, why? Why didn't they work? Could it possibly be because we are 5 seconds away from? Here's another restaurant that's closed. Right now, there's another one right there. That one's closed. And then there is a movie theater right there, and that's closed too. They just moved kind of all of that stuff across the street. Why? Why they move it just across the street? And why didn't it work here, do you think? Maybe. This is just across the street from the fancy new builds. So why would you be given the space, the time, and the money to try again when you built your first house on sand with leaves? It doesn't make sense. And there's another one, a giant restaurant that's closed, and now there's a new giant restaurant across the street. This one's just sitting here. This is a movie theater, a former movie theater. Now there's one across the street. Why? And then what are you going to do with this place? Turn it into more oil? Because let me show you how close this is to that oil rig. Also, look at this cool spider. You can't really see the web, but that is freaking cool. That part's cool. All right, so, okay, now I figured it out. This is the movie theater, and this is the oil thing. Was that there the whole entire time right there outside the movie? No wonder this shit didn't fly. Like, look at this. United Artists Theaters, boom. That's how close it is. Look at this. Look at this, and then this is an office park. That one is still open. There's actually people working in there next to this shit. Look at this. Look at this. Come on. Come on, guys. And you got people inhaling these fumes. First of all, they're sitting in there on computers full of electromagnetic energy, inhaling fumes from an oil fucking refinery. Boys and girls of America, you got to do better. Come on. Oh, and just in case you thought I was joking about there being a restaurant with outdoor seating right across the street from this thing, there it is right there. The car just drove by it. I wasn't kidding. Because look. Boom. Wild. Here we are, a little closer. Outdoor seating on the patio and swish pan to the oil rig. That's what you would be looking at. That's what people do look at. What is wrong with people? And at some point you have to say that the people who spend their hard-earned money to do something like to go to a restaurant like this, I guess at some point they give up and then the stuff closes down and then they move it across the street. But this is the view as you walk through the strip mall. And the truly sad part is that this same type of industrial city vibe is in the water. It's in the water at the beach. Those same machines, they're just aquatic. It's ridiculous. But like I said before, once you accept that kind of thing into your environment, they go crazy. They're like, oh, you're gonna let them come at all? Well, then we're gonna put oil rigs everywhere you turn. And that's what makes it hotter. It just on Earth in general. Siphoning constantly. Get it? I know they get it. I also have an update on the Planet Fitness thing. They never responded to the Better Business Bureau's inquiry about their practices. And usually if a company does not have the upper management in place to respond to the Better Business Bureau, that's a really big problem. And I know that this company's been around for a while, I guess since the late 90s or something. I don't think they're going to be around for much longer. There are just certain things that you have to have in place as a successful business if you want to be a long-term successful business. And upper management is one of them. And good management on site is one of them. And employees that actually know what they're doing is another. The turnover rate is way too high. And there is no higher place where one can go to even, I assume, be trained properly. And when the whole thing is just about being franchised out and there's really no accountability, that business model is not long for the world. Thank you and goodbye. And really, it sucks because as the patron of the place, I don't feel comfortable going back to that place until the things that I have mentioned have been addressed. And there is more than just the issue with the customer service there. It's a really dirty club. And it's really just run down in general. And I think that that is ridiculous. And somebody should be held accountable for that. And I'm not going to stop. Obviously, I'm just going to add them to the list of people who are going to get it. And I'll just give it to them this way if I have to, and that's it. But hopefully this will be the catalyst for change that we all need, because I'm not the only person that's being affected by poor customer service at the end of capitalism. And that's what this is, really, the end of it.